Hey guys, it's me again. This is the beginning lesson of 13.1, order of operation, solving expressions, which we've done in the past. Now, if you look at, let's just quick review, because it's been a while. Okay, when we're doing these, okay, remember we use that PEMDAS to help us. Parentheses always first. We have no exponents in 5th grade. So it's parentheses, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right, which means I could have division and multiplication next to each other, then I would do division first. I could have subtraction and addition right next to each other, and I would do the subtraction first. Just remember that multiplication doesn't mean you do multiplication before division. You do multiplication before division only when they're separated. If they're together, you do whatever one comes first, and that's always the most confusing. And I don't know if it will come up with any of the examples that we're doing today, but just remember when we're doing that example that it's important that remember PEMDAS, parentheses, right? No exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, okay? So if you look at this one, this is a new example, because if you look, there's two sets of parentheses, and I'm not going to try to get you confused about parentheses and brackets. Always do what's in the parentheses first, and then whatever in brackets, okay? So these right here, these are your brackets. These are parentheses, right? So that's the difference between the two. As your brackets look like kind of like a rectangle with a missing side, and your parentheses are, basically your side C's, a C and then an opposite C. So, I mean, you're going to look at this and you're going to think it's really hard right away, but remember, we still use that upside down triangle. And we've used it all year when we've done these, and we're going to continue to do them here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solve each one of these three for you, talk about what to do. And actually, in my opinion, this one being the hardest because it's new, and it's really very easy once you get the hang of it. So as we always say, you always do what's in parentheses first. Well, you have brackets and you have parentheses inside the brackets. I'm always going to do what's inside the parentheses first. So I'm going to circle the 6 minus 1, and that gives me 5. Then remember, everything else drops down, right? So 7 times 5 plus 100. And remember, that bracket did not go away. Okay, now, what am I going to do next? Am I going to multiply in the brackets, or am I going to add 100? I'm going to go ahead and multiply what is in the bracket. So I have 7 times 5 is 35, and then I bring down my 100. 35 plus 100 is 135. And that is the answer for question number 3. $135. Okay. I don't know why that wrote like that, but anyway, super easy. Let's go ahead and, because of room, I'm going to go ahead and erase this whole problem and do number 2, which is the next one on there. Okay. Okay, so number 2, or what actually in this case is number 4, it's 17 plus 4 times 3. Now these are kind of ones we've done in class, and actually we haven't done any of this easy in class. remember, if I have 3 numbers, I make 3 rows. If I have 4 numbers, like in number 3, I had 4 numbers, I'm going to make 4 rows. And remember what we talked about in class is that when I have 3, I go from 3 numbers to 2 numbers to 1 number. So 3 numbers to 2 numbers to 1 number. And that will really help you going through this. So I got to get to 2 numbers. So do I add first or do I multiply? Well, in here I have parentheses, multiplication, division, and then addition and subtraction. So I'm going to multiply first, not add. So I'm going to circle this, and 4 times 3 is 12. And then I'm going to bring down the 17. Okay, now I went from 3 numbers to 2 numbers. Now here once again is where you might need to do some work on the side. You got 2 numbers left and you're going to make it 1 number. So 17 plus 12, I'm going to write that down on the side just to make sure that I'm right and not try to guess. And I'm going to get 29. Okay, so I went from 3 numbers to 2 numbers to 1 number. You need to go in this order. You need to go in this step by step, because what happens when you get to some of your buddy practice questions is they're going to ask you what step did you make, was the following mistake made. And if you are unable to drop those numbers down, some of you like to just do the problems in your head, and that's fine on questions like number 4 because there's not a lot going on. But if you get a question like number 5 coming up, it's going to be even harder to do. So make sure that you drop down and you show your steps for each one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this one. Just give me a couple seconds here. I could just go to a new page, but I'm not going to keep everything on one page. So hopefully, you know, with you doing these in the past with me, and we did these for Spiral Review a lot, hopefully that I won't have to sit there and really go over a whole lot with you. Okay, so number 5 goes 8 plus 1 in parentheses plus, 9 times 7. Okay, so if I think about my order of operation here, I got 4 numbers. So I'm going to go from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. So 4 numbers to start. I'm going to go from 3 numbers to 2 numbers to 1 number. That's my goal. Okay. So remember, if I follow the order, the first thing I do is parentheses. Well, this is my first step then. 8 plus 1 is 9. And then I bring everything else down. 9 plus 9 times 7. Okay. Well, do I multiply or do I add first? Okay. If I follow my order of operation, I see that multiplication is before addition. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the 9 times 7. And 9 times 7 is 63. And then I'm going to bring down my 9 and my plus sign. Now I went from 4 numbers in the beginning to 3 numbers to 2 numbers. Now I'm going to go to 1 number. Okay, and once again, try not to do this in your head. Just go ahead and write down 63 plus 9. Okay, and do the math here. And my answer is 72. So parents who are out there watching the video with their kid, make sure that you are making them make this triangle. They know exactly what I'm talking about because we've done it in class. And what it does is it really helps them keep organized. And write down on the number here, 4, 3, 2, 1, going down this way, because it will help them slow down and help them process what they're doing. One of the biggest mistakes that 5th graders make is that when they solve it using the triangle, they think that they put the answer in the beginning. Like let's say 8 plus 1 is 9, they put the 9 there. But let's say the next one, 9 plus 9 times 7, the 2 mistakes that they make is they do 9 plus 9 is 18, which is wrong. Or they do 9 times 7 is 63, and they put the 63 in the front over here. But they would put it like right there, and that's wrong. And the reason why that is because if this was a subtraction or a multiplication or division, it would change the answer. So you got to make sure that you put the number right below the circle. So like for this one here, okay, I put the 9 below the circle. For this one here, I put the 63 below the 9 times 7. And everything else just drops in place. Pretty simple. That's really about it. I mean, please make sure that you're only doing the ones that I put down on OneNote. Please make sure you're only doing those numbers. I don't want to do the really complicated ones because they're not something that we need to do. And I mean the ones that look like this. Okay, we're not doing those. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that all the quick checks and all the buddy practice questions don't have those in. Because those are not necessary. Those are more 6th grade. And we're not going to see those. If they took the FSA test, they wouldn't have saw those. In fact, they wouldn't really even see the brackets. It's mostly just the numbers with the parentheses, but the brackets are really easy as well. If you have any questions, please send me anything on Remind, Edsby, or just text me. We are going to have a Zoom lesson on this on Tuesday, which is today or whenever you're viewing this. Also, we're going to have a Zoom on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday is going to be more along the lines of going over the questions and examples that I put on here. And then Thursday, I want the kids to work on their buddy practice. And then Friday, I want them to work on their quick check and then have it done and turned in, both of them by Monday. Okay, so if there's any questions, let me know. Please use this video to help you. I'm also going to be creating a playlist with some order of operation videos from other teachers across the world or United States, so please view them. Once again, take care and be safe.